So happy 1st of December. It means only one thing. Christmas is finally coming. I really love Christmas, and I cannot wait to share with you my very first ever Vlogmas. This really feels like it's the first Christmas in a long time since you know what, and actually with Adam away at work at the moment, he's back a week on Sunday, I'm going to take the opportunity to boost my own spirits and get the house ready a little bit before he gets home so that he can help me with the bigger elements of Christmas when he gets home. Christmas always seems like such a frantic time of year, and it can pass by really quickly without, you know, and I've always been guilty of not giving myself the opportunity to really kind of get involved and feel festive. I've got quite a few Christmassy things planned in the next few days and the next few weeks, and I'm really excited about doing them. It's actually already making me feel more festive knowing that I'm doing more things than normal. I mean, obviously, I've got the Christmas cups out already, and that always kind of helps. Normally these are reserved just for hot chocolate, but I have a lovely latte in here at the moment, and I would love to know what it is that gets you feeling festive. For me, it's seeing people's Christmas lights go up, seeing the change in the supermarkets or the shops, seeing the Christmas products come out on the shelves. One of the biggest things that always gets me a little bit excited is the emails from, I shouldn't say that, should I? I shouldn't look forward to an email from the coffee shop. But I love knowing that the Christmas collection is coming out at Costa, the change of the cups at Starbucks and all the other coffee shops to that festive look always makes me feel a little bit excited. One of the biggest challenges seems to be getting together with as many people as possible in the run up to Christmas. Christmas, as I said, just feels so frantic all the time, and finding dates when everybody's available at the same time to get together is always such a challenge. It just feels like you're trying to cram everybody into that kind of 4-week window, but it's not even 4 weeks, is it? It's 3 weeks. But anyway, you know what I mean. Other things that kind of really help me feel festive is going to a market or a craft fair, or taking the time to decorate the house, buying new decorations. I don't go mad, I just buy a couple of things like little ornaments every single year. That always makes me feel like Christmas is coming. A lot of my traditions tend to be around food, especially when it comes to the big day itself, but actually the run up to Christmas as well. I have a bit of a rule that I'm not allowed to eat a real mince pie until Christmas Eve. That's a throwback to my previous job, and most people who know me from that job when I used to work for Weight Watchers know that my rule is I'm not allowed to eat a mince pie until Christmas Eve. So between the 1st of December and the 23rd of December, I'm not allowed to eat a mince pie. I would then usually have a pack of 6 mince pies all to myself. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that rule this year. We will see as the month goes on. Traditions tend to be quite a big thing for a lot of people, and I love hearing about other people's traditions for Christmas. Not just who goes where on what day and all this kind of stuff, but the idea of going to get a Christmas tree, or picking out your decorations, or taking the afternoon to watch a film. When I have a tradition as to what film gets watched on what day. With Elf is reserved for Christmas Eve, and I always have to watch A Muppet's Christmas Carol as well at some point during the season. Something I'm a bit guilty of doing is not doing any crafting for Christmas. I always say I'm going to do things and never get round to it. It's funny when you think that I've been kind of crocheting for Christmas probably since about August, to make sure that my patterns are ready in time. New designs are out, and obviously I've got all of last year's and the year before's designs too. I love crocheting at Christmas. I think any craft that allows us to add a touch of handmade to the holidays is just such a good thing. In fact, today I have a brand new Christmas pattern that's been released, which is the Santa napkin ring. That is available on the YouTube channel now for you, full video tutorial, and the written pattern is available on my website as well. It's being featured in Marley Bird's 24 Christmas Quickies, and actually that means that today you can get it as a free download. You'll find a link in the description box below that will take you straight through to Marley Bird's website and all the details of how to get your download. That pattern's also been added to my quick and easy Christmas crochet pattern playlist. There's so many patterns in there now, it's really quite exciting. I'll pop a link here for you so you can go and see all the different videos that are included and get crafty this Christmas too. I really don't think there is anything better than coming out for a little walk in the afternoon. It really is such a pleasure. Oh, there's someone coming, I'm I'm really not very good at talking to camera while I'm out. So I'm currently on a walk with Emily, and we don't normally come to this part of the park, and we're going to go and get a coffee and chill out in a bit. But I just wanted to kind of show you how just beautiful this time of year is. We've had such a hot summer and a warm autumn. The autumn's almost still continuing. Oh God, there's people coming. I'm not very good at this. I'll give you a kind of panoramic view of how beautiful it is here. There is anything better than getting back in your car after a really cold walk. I feel a bit, quite chilled. Anyway, time to get home and get on with the next job. Good girl. Excuse the hat hair. We are back from our little walk around the park, and Emily's now having a nap, which is a wonderful. I'm taking the opportunity to be unlike anyone else who's probably doing some kind of festive something today. I am not putting my decorations up today. In fact, I'm probably not even going to go up and get the decorations from the loft, mainly because we are not quite ready to be decorating our house with Christmas decorations. For instance, the room that I'm in now, you can see that there are shelves there that need to be put up. There's just so much more things that need to happen in this room. We're pretty much mid-decoration in every single room of the house at the moment. We've just had our patio doors replaced in the back room, or the lounge, whatever you want to call it. And this is our front room or our dining room. And this room has been in progress for what feels like forever. Last year we had a stove put in and had the fireplace opened back out again. We need a new radiator in here because the one we have, we reclaimed an old cast iron radiator, and unfortunately it's now leaking. And I think the guarantee unfortunately is gone on it, so we're going to replace it with something that doesn't sit where it is. And this room has kind of turned into a bit of a dumping ground. So I currently have too much furniture in this room. I have a huge love of buying vintage furniture with a view to kind of restoring it and making it better, and then never getting around to it. And one of which is, you can't see it, and I'm not going to show you it because I should have done it years ago. In fact, I bought it years ago, and now I am rambling. So our house dates back to 1929, and we're only the third people to have owned this house. The previous owner lived here for over 50 years with her family. She brought a family up in this home, and when we purchased it off of her quite a few years ago, 5 or 6 years ago now, we had obviously all the grand plans of doing everything up and modernising and that kind of thing. One of Adam's friends is an architect, and he drew up these most amazing plans for us. To convert the garage and go up into the loft and do all these wonderful things, give me some more yarn space basically. And unfortunately our plans were rejected, and that was just before the start of COVID, and everything kind of went on hold, and we still are umming and ahhing over what we're going to do to finish off or modernise this house, because we love how cosy our lounge is, we love our dining room, but we hate our kitchen. It is literally the typical 1930s house with this kind of kitchen stuck in the middle of the house that is not really big enough to do anything with. This room is now pretty much there. We just need carpet. Well, we're going to get the new radiator, get some carpet, get some curtains, which is why it's so echoey, and this room is done. And this is we use it as a formal dining room, which means it doesn't really get used. We have a little table in our lounge, and we kind of live in that room. And come Christmas, this becomes the centre of our home. And we have, I usually host my crochet workshops in here. They've also been in hold since COVID and decorating, hopefully to restart in the new year. I've got people waiting for them, so hoping to get this room finished in January. That's the aim. So it kind of feels like 6 years on, and we're no further forward than we were kind of 3 or 4 years ago getting things set up in this house. And that means that for me to get decorations up and have the space to put them up, I need to get this room cleared. So that is my goal for today, is to clear as many surfaces as possible and find the space to bring the Christmas boxes down so we can get through all those decorations. As I said, I've got just over a week before Adam is home, so we're going to be putting our decorations up next Sunday. But I'm going to get an early start on a few of them. So, I mean, despite the undecorated issue of our home, I'm still going to make the most of it for the holidays. There's lots of little nooks and crannies where I can shove some festive things, and I have lots of lovely new bits. I've got some here actually because I was using this room to take some photos of my Christmas placemats and of course of today's new pattern, which is the Santa napkin ring. You grab a napkin, so I'll fold it obviously. I can't even fold a napkin, how hilarious is that? It'd be the most boring napkin fold because I am no hostess. So it's just like a little napkin ring. Ooh. Once again, I haven't wove my ends in. So this is today's pattern that's launched and is available as a free download for today only. So if you head to the link in the description box, you will find the link to find this pattern, and you can get stitching up your very own Santa napkin rings as well. Now, this little one just fell on the floor. This is obviously a dinosaur tree decoration, and we have bought this for our nephew. He's absolutely obsessed with dinosaurs. I love gingerbreads, and apparently penguins too. I really kind of love the idea of vintage Christmas. I love the vintage Christmas colours, like that muted green, kind of nice subtle reds, but warm reds at the same time. When we were away in the summer, we went to visit a cotton manufacturer up north somewhere. Don't quote me where, I can't remember off the top of my head. We stayed in an amazing little shepherd's hut, but we also had the opportunity to visit the Spode outlet. Now, Spode have a very traditional Christmas print that they do a lot of different kind of Christmas items and serving dishes in. And we picked up these like coasters from the outlet, and then I found some other pieces in TK Maxx as well. So I've got, you're sat on one of it now, which is what I'm going to put my roast potatoes in. Nice big kind of bowl with the same print. So we managed to pick up a few other bits when we were in TK Maxx back in September. I really love Christmas. And it's this beautiful serving dish. It has the holly and berries, got the mistletoe, and then it's got that beautiful vintage Christmas tree in the middle. And this print originates from about 1938, I think was the first time they used this style, and it gives you that look. So it's a little bit younger than this house, but I still love this vintage style of Christmas. In case you're interested, this is made in China, but sold by Spode. But buying it at TK Maxx saved me an absolute fortune. It was originally, and it is originally, if you buy the brand new, it's possible that this is a second, because instead of being £57, it was just £19.99. Absolute bargain. And if you are a fan of this, TK Maxx get their hands on it every single year, and it's usually available in store from the end of August, and it sells out very, very quickly. So we only managed to get a few pieces this year, but it's my favourite Christmas print. I don't think you can beat it. This is going to be my vegetable serving tray. I have whatever I bought over there as well, and I've got this bowl that you're currently sat on, a serving bowl, that's going to be for my roast potatoes, because I like a lot of roast potatoes. So that was one of the first things we bought this year. At the same time, when we were in TK Maxx, I picked up, you can see the sticker, I picked up this little fella. I am an absolute sucker for a pretty Santa. And I think he's really cute with his little rosy cheeks, little Christmas tree, and he's got his little buttons on his suit as well. He's not very traditional, but I really like him. And they're just some of the things I've bought across the year. And I think this is, people think I'm really Christmas obsessed, and I actually am, because I am pretty much thinking about it all year round. I'd like to think that my love of Christmas is infectious, because I really love the season, I love the decoration, and I do have a complete and utter mishmash of styles. I think I'd better get on with tidying up and clearing this room as much as possible. I will go up to the loft shortly. If I don't lose the light, it gets so dark these days early. I'm going to run up to the loft and see if I can grab a couple of boxes down and get a few bits out today. But right now, my priority is to clear this room. Something that I need to keep reminding myself of is that Christmas doesn't need to be perfect. I can be really hard on myself and strive for perfection and looking for everything to be perfect all the time. And actually sometimes this living in disarray, having a house that's not quite as decorated as well as I would like. I'm not talking Christmas decorations, I just mean I've got wallpaper missing. So I like to be organised, I like things to have their place. And this room for me is the personification of things being left and not dealt with. And that is not something that sits very well with me. Something that I always strive for is, of course, a perfect or picture perfect Christmas. And I'm not going to get that this year because, at least when it comes to my house, nothing is finished. There is so much decoration that's left to do in this house that I'm just going to have to focus on the little areas that I can get the way I want them and be happy with that. Even saying it makes me feel a bit sad because I really like things to be pretty in my home, and it's just not something that's going to happen this year. But I've got lots of lovely things, and this room, by the time I finished with it, you will never know that it was in such a mess when we started today. So I'm excited to share that element of the journey with you as well as me learning to accept that perfection is not a goal, it's a dream. And actually, this room is going to be so full to bursting with Christmas pieces that I'm just excited to get them out of the loft. So I think that's where we should head right now. I've managed to get one box down and a couple of other of my favourite decorations, including my light up ho 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 sign. And some of the others that are in this box are my all-time favourites. Now you're going to see an awful lot of gingerbreads. I really, really love gingerbread anyway to eat. But for me, this is, apart from Santa, the ultimate Christmas kind of decoration. I love everything gingy. I'm not kidding, like there are so many gingerbreads in this box, so many gingerbreads. I've also got some of the handmade Christmas bits and pieces. This is something every year one of my Wednesday morning crew makes all of us something very pretty, and she's a paper crafter and a genius by the looks of it. And then one of last year's special decorations that I purchased was this. Now you may have these in your town. These are the little delivery robots, and they were a new feature for 2021 in the town, and I managed to get one of the dated 2021 Northampton robot decorations. I really quite treasure that. I'm going to say it's Fridge Street is where they're from, but I will look that up and I'll link it below for you. They're definitely on Instagram. So this was one of my prized decorations for last year that I surprised my husband with. I have another decoration to surprise him with this year that I think he's going to absolutely love. If you're in my Facebook group, you will have already seen this year's exciting decoration. And there's a couple more to share with you later as well. See a little Rudolph poking out there. Actually, this is something someone made for me. It's got my name on it. So this is Fiona, the Rudolph. I forgot about that. That was from one of my Saturday morning groups that I used to run. As I was saying earlier, I think one of the most important things for me about Christmas isn't necessarily going for perfection, isn't having your decorations up on the 1st of December. It's taking time to remember those happy memories, looking at that snowman who has literally sat there for the last year because he never made it up to the loft. He reminds me, the Mr. Snowman reminds me of mine and Adam's first Christmas together in our then new home when we lived in Luton. And I don't know, but it was just, he just reminds me of that first Christmas, our first tree. So I'm definitely easing myself into this whole festive thing, and I think that's okay. I'm definitely happy with that. This is really going to be an interesting challenge for me, kind of posting a new video every single day, sharing a little bit more about myself. I'm actually quite a private person, and already I feel like I've shared more than I've shared in the whole time I've been the hands behind Cozy Rosie UK. And Christmas is my favourite and happiest season, and I cannot wait to share some of the things I have planned with you over the coming days. I already know that tomorrow is going to be quite an epic day. I have money burning in my pocket and I need to go Christmas shopping and buy things for people. So that is my plan. And of course, you're going to have to come with me. I've got 2 craft fairs to go to tomorrow, which is very exciting. I hope I can make both of them. There's one that's before work that's going to be a bit tight with everything else I want to get done. So I'm definitely going to one tomorrow evening because I'm going with my neighbour and I'm excited by that. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed today. I will see you in the next video.